Just incredible. I think no one expected anything like that. I mean, we started off the season pretty well. We were pushing for the playoffs in the championship, and then kind of November, December time, we just hit a real sticky patch, and I think we might have gone 8 games without a win in the league. We had a tricky tie against Blackpool in the third round and 1-0 down at half time. We managed to get back and get a result there. We went down to Southend on a cold Friday night. Charles Campbell Rice scored an unbelievable goal to get us through. And you get into the fifth round and you kind of think, well, we need to start thinking about this a bit more. That gave us confidence in the league, and you draw Liverpool away, and I think it's every kid's dream to go and play at Anfield.
So Anfield, then, how much of that do you remember to this day? And does it feel like it was 13 years ago as well?
No, it doesn't seem 13 years ago. Especially like I said this week, I've obviously spoke a lot about it to a lot of people, and I remember quite a lot because I remember the build up to the game. That season, I was having a particularly good season myself, so I was getting a lot of press. I was getting linked with a lot of clubs, and I'd done a lot of press from the build up to it. With this was my opportunity to go and really test myself at that next level and prove that I could, maybe make that jump up. And even going the trip into the ground, I can remember before the game. I remember the half time being only 1-0 down, and probably only from the goal going into the celebrations after to then after the game. That's probably the blur for the 20-25 minutes after.
That goal has been doing the rounds a bit this week, and the thing that sticks out to me watching it is the fact that you seem to be appealing for a penalty as much as being in the right position to score. So could you talk us through exactly what happened there as well?
Yeah, it just got to the end of the game, and I thought, let's go for it. We got nothing to lose, kind of thing, and got in a position where the ball fell to me, and I managed to turn inside. I think it's Hippier at the time, and I thought, this is my opportunity. I saw my left foot, middle of the box, get a shot away, and my legs were taken away from me. And straight away, before I hit the deck, I was thinking, where am I putting the penalty? Because I was taking penalties at the time. And then I looked up and the referee didn't give it. And it's just that reaction to like chase him for, 10, 15 yards down the pitch to say, how have you not given that? You've bottled giving that. And I've been in games refereed by Martin Atkinson since, and he's always said, I don't know how I didn't give the penalty. But then, fate might not have been the same. I probably wouldn't have been in the position to pick up the second ball when it got put back in the box. And so the rest is history. Managed to kind of dribble my way through. And again, as soon as I got on my left foot, I just thought, put my laces through. And luckily, it found the bottom corner.
And that, of course, led on to the next round, the quarterfinals against Chelsea, which is what's led to us reminiscing this week. What was that like as a game, as an atmosphere, and which was better?
On a personal note, obviously scoring the winner at 94th minute, whatever it was, in front of the Kop, that's kind of childhood dreams. I spoke about earlier, you're playing on the park with your mates on FA Cup final day. That's the sort of things you dream of when you're banging in goals in the park. If I could do that in the 90th minute at the Kop and in the professional game, that's really, it's the pinnacle. But then you kind of get through that, and you draw Chelsea at home, who, were the holders at the time. I think the Champions League final that year. You line up against John Terry, Carvalho, Ballack, Sen, just world class stars at the time. Thinking, packed Oakwell, evening game live on TV. This is your opportunity. We can make history here. We can prove to everyone what good players we are, and go out there with no fear.
Is that the best 90 minutes of football that you were involved in your career, do you think, or the most memorable?
I was lucky to be involved in quite a few big games. Playing four playoff finals, and a couple of other good FA Cup runs, going to quarterfinals, and I was lucky enough to beat Liverpool again at Anfield with Reading. We beat Everton. So I played some really big games, but I think that one was special because being from down south, I had about 30, 40 people travel up. There was a pitch invasion after the game, and my school friends were on the pitch after the game. We all celebrated after. So I think in general, that was probably one of the most pleasing moments in my career for sure.
And I don't want to be on too much of a downer. That you talk about it in terms of what a fantastic celebration it was, and sharing it with people, the supporters as well. And how sad is it that it can't be like that this week?
Yeah, as I said, I spoke to someone yesterday about it, and I said, for the players and the fans and everyone involved at the football club, I think that cup run really united us players with the fans. It made us all stronger. Brought us all together, and I'm just gutted for everyone. Really, I still got friends that are fans up there. I think there's some real good young players at Barnsley that aren't going to get a chance to experience that atmosphere. So that's probably the only downer on it. But it's still a fantastic opportunity, and I'm sure thousands of Barnsley fans will be tuning in on the TV to watch it.
And do you think that it was Brian Howard against Liverpool in 2008, Coyote Odejayi against Chelsea? Are there some Barnsley players that can write their own piece of history this week?
For sure. I think they've got a really good young squad. I think last year they put in a lot of young players that start of the season found it difficult. I think the lockdown actually helped them because there was no pressure from the fans, that they could play their football without hearing stuff from the crowd. And they thought they thoroughly deserved up. And I actually done the commentary in the game when they stayed up at Brentford. And I think saying after, I said, I think this team will grow. There's players that are all under 24 years old that I think have really got bright futures in the game, and this is their chance. The team you mentioned myself, Coyote, Martin Devaney, Bobby Hassel, have gone down kind of in club history. It's these boys' opportunities now. It's their chance to shine.